anymore. I'm gonna fucking kill my... Not my... I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna be very upset. Geofront thing. Okay, Orgus Tower. Yep, alright. Okay, what am I doing? Where am I going? Who am I wearing? Okay, when you're all done, Orgus Tower. Oh. How's am I on the screen? Yeah. Okay. To the fucking tower. I could see the tower clearly from my seat last night before landing at the airport, and yet it appears even grander up close. That's exactly how we felt yesterday. Crossbell's really put itself on the map with this one. Yeah, don't you think it's a little too big? I mean, what are they even gonna use all those floors for? The old city old building's like a dollhouse compared to this, and it did the job just fine. True, but the tower features more than just governmental facilities alone. In addition to housing the administrations of the city and state, there are floors dedicated to international trade and cultural exchange. You could say the aim was to make Orcus Tower the center of Western Zemuria itself. Hey, talk about shooting for the moon. Makes sense when you think about it. That's why they're hosting this trade conference as their first major event. Don't forget, this building's completion is going to lead to even more financial and information capital flowing into Crossbell. That'll be a handy bargaining chip when they're discussing new trade agreements, I imagine. Yes, from what I've heard, though the potential benefits might not be limited to just economic gain. Anyway, what do y'all want to do? We're scheduled to meet Dudley on the first floor at noon. Of course, but we do still have some time. We'll just save again, just in case, but I'm pretty sure I'm doing fine. Let's enter the tower. Wow, look at the load of this place. It's like high-tech meets fancy living. This feels even more futuristic than the IBC building. Every floor is wired up to the orbital network as well. There's also a direct line to the IBC for instant updates on stock market prices. I heard about that. Uncle Dieter insisted on it. True economist to the end. He has banking on the brain, even as a statesman. Well, all we can do now is wait for Dudley to come pick this up. Hell yeah. Waking up. Alright, when Zerimar is ready to stream. I was gonna say, how's your day, but how did you sleep? The conference isn't open to the general public, so why don't we have a seat over there? Same day, noon. Hello, Dudley. Ready for our assignment? It's noon sharp. The trade conference begins at 1. As for the dignitaries, they'll be here in around 30 minutes' time. Got it. Where should we make our way for now in that case? I would have preferred to familiarize you with the venue itself, myself, but there's been a change of plans. I came to let you know that someone else will be showing you around. Someone else meaning... Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming today. Oh, Mayor Croy. Yeah, my wife has lots of issues with her body because of chronic pain, and so yeah. My wife goes to acupuncture, which helps a lot, but if she doesn't go to acupuncture, like if the acupuncturist isn't available for a while, then it's like, phew, bad. So, I haven't done acupuncture, but I do recommend it to people with chronic pain. Mayor Croy? Uncle! Ellie Lloyd, how long has it been? A few weeks or so. Hello to you too, Wazy and Noel. Oh, and it's been far longer since I've seen you, Randy. Tio, welcome back. Appreciate it. It's good to see you again. Yes, it is, but what are you doing here? The conference starts in less than an hour. Is it really okay for you to take the time out to greet us? Nonsense. The preparations are just about finished. We're simply waiting for the dignitaries to arrive in the meantime. I thought showing you around the building would make for a good break of sorts. I trust this is all right with you, Dudley. As you say, Mr. Mayor. See to it that you don't do anything to embarrass yourself in front of him. Once you're done, come to the security command room on the 34th floor. Understood. They're all yours, Mr. Mayor. I'll see the rest of you soon. You have my gratitude. Haha, he's a talented detective, but a little inflexible, isn't he? Though perhaps it's that particular quality that makes him so good at his work. The First Division does have a reputation for doing things by the book, after all. Where are my manners? I forgot the most essential of all tour procedures. Ladies and gentlemen of the SSS, welcome to Orcus Tower. Follow me if you would. Same as happening. Yes, and the apple we call Maria Bell didn't fall far from his tree. Maybe, but it is nice of him to show us around personally before the conference. What's up, Switch? How's work been? Sure. I'm just gonna keep running with that joke until you get another job. Sure is. Let's take him up on his offer. I suppose this is your job now. Nice, nice. What's it for? Yeah, no one wants to work, man. I don't want to work. My day has been frustrating because a customer was charged over $2,000 when they were only supposed to be charged like $600, and I'm not supposed to be doing billing, and then I have to fucking go there and be like, oh god. Hugh J. Penal? I'm trying to... This huge ass... Huge... I don't know if that works as well when you say it out loud. Huge penal. Like, if the last name was penis, it'd be like huge penis, but huge penal. Damn, shut down. There are 3 elevators? Now you're just showing off. Now the building is 40 stories tall, and just for the record, there are actually 6 elevators if you count the ones reserved for private use. That's impressive. Keep in mind that we don't have time today to visit every floor. Sadly, we'll have to limit ourselves to those related to the conference. Now, without further ado, let us begin with the 34th floor, where the security command room is stationed. After you. I see. I heard the same from Dudley. It's quite a tricky situation we find ourselves in. Yeah, the Jaegers and Hui are cause for concern, not to mention whatever it is the Imperial and Republican governments are up to. On top of that, there are terrorists aiming to take the lives of 2 heads of state. And that isn't even including yesterday's mystery hacker. Would I be right in assuming that the stolen blueprints originated from one of your processing units? Regrettably, yes. It would appear a sub-terminal of Orcus's towers was hacked into. After the IBC was hacked months ago, I had our systems department boost their anti-hacking countermeasures, but clearly it was not enough. When you think about it, though, hacking isn't exactly the most commonplace skill. Yep, the most logical culprit would have to be someone with ties to the Epstein Foundation. Chief Roberts is currently looking into that possibility. They are real, and they do have feelings, but, you know, my reality is realer than theirs. Then my intuition tells me that isn't the case this time. No matter, all we can do is wait for the results of his investigation. Jaeger Corps, a crime syndicate, the looming threat of terrorists, there's plenty to worry about already. What's most troublesome, however, are the motives of a number of our esteemed dignitaries. In other words, what some of the leaders are hoping to gain from the conference? Saying you're suspicious of the people you invited yourself? I have no misgivings about Princess Claudia or Prince Olivier, mind you. And the Grand Prince of Remiferia has given me no reason to doubt him either. Chancellor Osborne and President Rocksmith, however, are another matter entirely. The leaders of the 2 major powers. They have the most to gain from controlling Crossbow's future. Yeah, were you arguing if they don't have feelings, or... Yeah. They were able to go against real people, though. So that... If something is programmed to have feelings, are those feelings true? I mean, I agree that in the long run, they're programmed, essentially, to act certain ways. Yeah. I guess it's if you believe in, like... Well, then it's magic, it's not computers, so... I guess you need to know more about how magic works, but, like... The only reason that none of them realize they're in a painting is because Verso... I guess they're feeling Verso's emotions, kind of, so maybe that's part of it. But I would say for the majority, like, if you were just to create a new painting and you painted someone, I wouldn't say that they're real, they're a painted person. I get where you're coming from, Switch. I'm with you. Gustavo's little bitch. Oh, Gustav. They have the most to gain from controlling Crosswell's future. Have they tipped their hands on that front already? Quite the opposite, actually. We've already sent preliminary proposals for various treaties and accords to each country ahead of the conference. Both sides have reacted suspiciously favorably towards everything we've suggested thus far. That's true. The way they're behaving, you would think those two were all for equitable growth in Western Sumeria. That seems unlikely, to say the least. The Empire and the Republic tend to clash over even the smallest issues. Yeah, which is why I do think... I mean, I was right there with the ending that's, you know, the real ending, where you just burn that bitch down, destroy that goddamn painting. Because, like, hey girl, you can't just... it's like literally arguing if you should just play... I mean, it's not even like an MMO, because there's not... There isn't, you aren't interacting with other real people. Like, it is just like being in a VR game and being like, my mom is withering away and dying because she won't get out of the fucking VR game my brother created. Like, it's not healthy. Like, you gotta find stuff outside of it. Personally, so. Your kid really liked Gustav? Gustavo? Correct. These sudden shifts in disposition make me all the more uncertain about how this conference might unfold. I've already prepared for the worst case scenario, mentally speaking. And if someone has enough control to literally erase someone from existence and then make everyone else forget about it, I mean, does God think that we have feelings? If there is a God, do you think that he's like, they don't have feelings? They're just ants in a glass. That's why it's always really interesting when people are like, pets don't have, or like animals don't have feelings, because it's like, we have the same thing, we're animals. Like, everything has feelings. But it's just a different... You know, it's not maybe as deep, but like, if you're alive, you feel the need to procreate. You feel the need to, you know, eat and shit and do all the other stuff. And you'll get frustrated if that doesn't happen. Maybe they're not as complex, but like... And I would say that... if you... What's up, Field Planet? How's work going? Talking about that game, Ark? The Lad? I mean, horses be shitting. There used to be people whose whole jobs was just to... clean horse shit out of the streets. That seems wise. So on top of all the immediate danger, we're stuck in a political trap too. Haha. Ark Survival and Evolved? Pff, I would only play that game if for some reason Vin Diesel was in it. Times like this are when I'm glad to have Speaker McDowell to lean on. If we play our cards right, we should also have the support of Liberal and Remiferia during these negotiations. Come what may, my heart is steel. The only thing more I can do is pray that Ideos is in our corner as well. Uncle. It's hard to believe you have even more on your plate today than I realized. Sorry to take up your time with this tour. Did you know that Vin Diesel, I forget if it's just advertisements or if he was, okay, let's see. Ark Survival, Vin Diesel. He's in the movie. Let's see. Why does Vin Diesel love Ark so much? He got about 1,000 hours in and somehow made a deal with Wildcard to star in the sequel. That's so funny. Capstone homework. Are you still in college or did you graduate? I guess you must still be in college. I don't know why I thought you graduated. I guess it's because you got a job. Haha, don't mention it. On the contrary, I relish the opportunity for a nice change of pace. That's why I insisted that I be the one to show you all of you around. Oh, when you put it that way. It'd be our honor, Mr. Mayor. Heck yeah, what a down the view are. That's what I like to hear. In May. It's gonna be May. That's what I like to hear. Oh, that's right. I forgot that you were writing a graphic novel. Ah, perfect timing. We've arrived. How's the graphic novel going? Wow. Incredible. Is it hentai? I'm laughing at my own joke like a fucking idiot. Wow, we're so high. Can't believe they built this in like 2 months. What the fuck? Whoa. It's absolutely amazing. Boy, is it. Get a load of that view. I'm glad you all find it as satisfying as I do. This is the 34th floor, where much of the staff will be on standby during the trade conference. Is it ultra dark and gritty? Or David is like, his parents were killed, his whole family was killed in front of him by Goliath, who for some reason like is a vampire who is the CEO of a company that does evil things? Because that'd be pretty sick. Are you ready to have a look around? Lead the way, Mr. Mayor. The Bible? Sheesh. I do remember seeing back in the day, they probably still have them, but like the illustrated Bible. And I was like, you know what? I wish someone made a fully illustrated Bible that covered everything. Hell yeah, Field Planet. David and Goliath now would be super funny because it's just like a really big guy and David just goes up to him with a gun. It's like, yeah, man. You ever seen a gun before? Like, it can kill large people. I'll do that. Illustrated all. Bareback, I had to run in my car for more supplies. Hell yeah. Maybe someone had a sling using them in a rock. I think. Oh, so a chunk of your head is either missing. Yeah. I mean, if a rock is smashed you in the in the brain, you know, in the temple, like, you're dead. You know, I don't know how big that rock was. I would love to see a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure version of David and Goliath. That would be fun. Here we have the security command room, and there's the press room, just next door. There will be a company of guardsmen from the CGF on the floor below, in the event of any terrorist infiltration. Right, I remember being briefed about that. Bet they're going to send the best the CGF has to offer. Ah, so then it also has a bunch of algae and bacteria on it, so the open wound will fester. Good idea, David. I suppose the press room is where Grace will be spending all of her time. You mean that reporter from the Crossbell Times? That's right, I believe I saw her name on the list, so we can expect she'll be attending. And bear in mind that the press aren't permitted to leave this floor, with the exception of the press conference or any scheduled interviews. Sounds reasonable enough. It's necessary. Sometimes reporters can get a little pushy for a surprise Q&A session, enough to slip past security even. Grace likely accounts for most of those instances, if not all of them. I can already picture us dragging her away from somewhere she's not supposed to be. Allow me to take this opportunity to show you into this room. Well, now, this is my kind of place. It looks like a break room, but it's so spacious. Precisely, this is the lounge I had prepared for the conference. Feel free to use it yourselves during your downtime. Thank you, we'll be sure to. You can always stop by for tea later. Let's head to the next floor, shall we? Is this an emergency stairwell? Looks like the way going down is sealed off, though. Normally, you'd be able to use these stairs to descend all the way to the first floor. However, we've sealed them off in preparation for the conference. Only the stairs between floors 35 through 36 will be open. In other words, it's a security measure. Yeah, Noelle, it's a security measure. God damn it. What do people do in case of emergency, say if an earthquake occurs? Should such an event come to pass, the gates to the stairwell will automatically open. Which just goes to show that no security plan is foolproof, not when we have to account for the unexpected. I feel like either... Sometimes they give you information that is actually important, like Chekhov's gun style, and will come up later. And other times they're just like, this is how this machine works. It's like, yeah. Well, that's because orbments are very, like, orbs inception it's basically magic. Like, so then you have to be like, well, how does magic work? What? Well, and then the skyscraper is built in a couple months? That's the part where I'm like, that's crazy. Like, how did you transport all the metal? Which just goes to show that no skill. True, we'll do our part to cover any possible gaps. Devising anti-hacking protocols will be a necessity, it seems. Since we're here, why don't we take the stairs? Next up, the 35th floor, home to the International Conference Room. Oh, is this it? That's right. Before you is the stage upon which world leaders will pursue the elusive dream that is diplomacy. Yeah, they got video games, which is also pretty fucking crazy. They developed video games within 50 years. Well, but then also, there was an advanced civilization 1,200 years ago that was way more advanced than we've ever been. So, that might be part of it? I don't know. Yeah. But then you have other people who can do even more things, like the Ouroboros. They got even better technology. They built a full fucking mech that a child can operate through telepathy. Like, the electricity, the technology here is a little confusing. It's incredible. I've never seen anything like it. You must have had to take a chunk out of the next floor up with how high this ceiling is. As it so happens, the 36th floor was designed in the shape of a U so as to accommodate the conference room. The antechambers to either side will house the staff of each respective dignitary. Their personal security details will be on standby there as well. Oh, that's smart. Well, they all have to go somewhere, don't they? Well, let us move to the final floor of our tour, shall we? The rooms prepared on this floor will be provided to the dignitaries participating in the conference. Allow me to show you around. After you. Wow, check this place out. Talk about swanky. If you give me a room like this, I don't think I'd want to leave it. And this one will serve as a waiting lounge for Prince Olivier. There are rooms in the West Wing as well, one assigned for each visiting participant. They also double as spaces to cool one's head, should things get too heated during the conference. That makes sense. Are these rooms fitted with orbital cables as well? That's right, we requested that the wiring be inconspicuously installed. Now then, why don't we put the other rooms aside for now? You see, there's one final place I'd like to show you. Aha, at ease, gentlemen. From these windows, you will be able to command a full view of the conference as it progresses. There are curtains to make things private should a confidential meeting take place, but they'll be open on this occasion. Good to know. This way we can get a quick glance at how the conference is going while we're on patrol. Hell yeah, Lucis. So now you're on CS, you're still playing CS2 regular style through, right? That's right, and if anything were to happen, we could rush in as soon as we saw it. We should make this a routine stop on our route then. With that, you've now seen all 3 floors. This will be part of your security rounds. However, if you would allow me, there is one more place I've been saving for last. You mean this wasn't it? So where are we going? Yeah, isn't it obvious? The spot with the best view of all. Whoa, look at that, it's breathtaking. God damn. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, man. Taxes are very important. I did mine in, like, the beginning of February. And I already got my tax return back. Although, my tax returns, I'm just glad I don't have to pay in. We've switched some stuff around. I remember the one year we had to pay in $4,000. That was fucked up. I haven't had a situation like that since, but, like, god damn, that was bad. Not in the least. The rest of the city looks like a miniature model from this far up. Dang, makes me wish this whole get-together was after dark. But the view at night's insane. Aha, this little area will eventually become an observation deck for the public. It would be a terrible waste, after all, to restrict something so marvelous to government officials only. I'm sure people will love it. I can't wait for us to take Kia here, too. Well, if you make less than $10,000, you can get away with not filing your taxes. They won't bother you because they don't have the resources to audit people who make less than that. Because most of the time, too, they would need to pay you if you only made that much that year. But, fun fact. Croy here, is that so? Understood, I'll be there right away. I've just received word that the dignitaries have arrived at the tower. After you make $400,000, the government basically stops taxing you. Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen, but I'll have to take my leave here. Not at all, thank you for showing us around. We appreciated it. Boy, did we. That was something else. It was the tour of a lifetime. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and thank you as well for giving me the change of pace I needed. I'll be seeing you all. Good luck with your security duties, and remember, give it everything you've got. I won't let you down. It's the least I could do to pay you back for that letter of recommendation. Ideas be with you. I'll be praying for your success at the conference. Aha! As will I! Alright, let's make our way back to Dudley. He should be in the security command on the 34th floor. Also, hello, Liddy. Let us hereby call to order the main session of the West Emuria Trade Conference. I, Henry McDowell, shall have the honor of officiating the proceedings. The conference is scheduled to run for approximately 5 hours, during which there will be one intermission period. However, depending on how deliberations are progressing, a limited extension may be granted. I would now like to introduce you to 2 observers that will be joining us for the conference. Lawyer Ian Grimwood. He is a legal expert who is active not only in Crossbell but our surrounding nations as well. I requested that he attend today's conference due to his familiarity with both common and international law. It's a pleasure to be here, everyone. I'm Ian Grimwood at your service. Oh, so this is supposed to be Crossbell's famous Grizzly Grim. Yes, I've heard of you as well. They say you're primarily concerned with issues regarding civil rights. It's an honor to meet you. You flatter me. I hope my expertise proves useful to everyone today. Next, Bracer Arios McLean. You may recognize the name from his many outstanding achievements in our neighboring countries. I requested that he too attend as a neutral observer on behalf of the Bracer Guild to further ensure our safety here today. That is correct. I'm Arios McLean. A pleasure to make your acquaintances. So this is the divine blade of wind. The speaker assumes right. Your reputation greatly precedes you, even over in the Republic. Tales of your deeds reach the Imperial capital as well. People often speak of Crossbell's divine blade, a man swathed in wind-born might. I'm honored. That's interesting. Well, I mean, you do gotta save face in front of the other dignitaries. Without further ado, we will begin by going over each proposal on today's docket. Mayor Deanna Croy will be our first proponent. The floor is yours, Mayor Croy. Thank you. Now, if you would all direct your attention to bill number 1 in your provided materials. It's begun. Yeah, we already knew that Arios would be here, but I have no idea Mr. Grimwood was going to play a role too. You'll see his moniker of Grizzly Grim is well known outside of Crossbell as well. Keep in mind, conferences such as these are meant for establishing accords and agreements between governing bodies. As such, it's necessary to have someone on hand with expertise in international and common law. Oh, I see. And who would make a better advisor for that than the Grizzly Grim himself? It's nice that we can see the start of the conference and all, but this stuff is way over my head. Not as though it's our place to be concerned with the actual discussions during the conference. Focus on what matters most, making sure today passes without incident. Understood. Should we begin as planned? Yes, I've tasked you with patrolling the floors. Cat. There we go. Okay. On the 36th floor, northeast room. You know, I'm surprised they didn't show us 5 hours of the dignitaries talking. Man, get a load of that view. Ain't it something, SSS? Lecter? What are you doing here? Oh, come on, you guys. I'm part of His Excellency the Chancellor's staff. Nothing unusual about me kicking back in here. Anyway, good to see you again, gang. We really gotta stop meeting like this. Even today of all days, you look like you don't have a care in the world. What he looks like is someone with something to hide. Hey, don't be like that little lady. Only thing I'm hiding under all this charm is additional surplus charm. So those glares on your faces tell me you guys have a boatload of questions you want to ask. That's right, we've learned a thing or two in the past 24 hours, specifically about the Imperial government's actions, or lack thereof, regarding the trade conference. Alright then, I'm not exactly sure what you've heard, so let me shoot you a question on my own. Did you know that I'm working with a noble faction to take Goliath Osborne's life? What? Oh? Consider the source, everyone. Don't listen to a word he says. I ain't falling for this one again, pal. Fool us once, shame on you. Dang, don't ruin a guy's fun like that. 2 out of 6 ain't bad, but I was hoping to string a half of you along at least. I suppose we can just chalk that one up as a crude attempt at humor then. Oh, that'll come? Fucking A, Lucis. God damn it. Listen, Lecter, because I need to make something clear. I don't care what your position or goal is. From where I'm standing, you're the type of person who knows how to take responsibility and get the job done. Owing to that, the most logical thing to do would be to cooperate with us, at least as far as security is concerned. Am I wrong? So that's your play. I was only fooling about the turncoat business just now, but you can't tell me it's totally impossible to picture, right? You gotta keep your eyes peeled at all times, stay vigilant and see the signs. That's the key to a good writer finding inspiration, you know? I don't know any aspiring authors in this room, last time I checked. I've seen Broken Rifle shoot straighter than this guy. Sorry, but that's all the advice I can give you at the moment. You should keep an open mind about how things might play out. Expect the unexpected and all that jazz. That's real helpful, thanks. Even now, I can't get a read on what he's thinking. I feel like I understand him even less than I did before. Well, look who it is. How go your patrols, SSS? Kilika. The look on your faces tell me you have some intel about what could happen today. Might have something to do with your invitation aboard the Argyle, perhaps. I beg your pardon. We should have expected you would already know. Geez, how do your sources even get this stuff? Settle down, it isn't anything to fret over. I am curious, though. Did you hear anything of note? It was only some friendly advice, nothing more. There's still plenty we have to figure out for ourselves. Is that right? Well, the same could be said of myself. What? I was merely thinking aloud. I can envision as many scenarios as I'd like, but that doesn't mean any of them will come to pass. With so many conflicting motives, there's still much we don't know. That's true of everyone working here today. Will today be the day the first domino falls, or is that juncture yet to come? Who can really say at this point in time? I can understand what you're getting at, but still. Either way, she's right in the mirror. The only thing I'll add is that my role today is nothing more than that of a presidential guardian and keeper. In that sense, you could almost consider us colleagues. Let's say we put aside our allegiances and simply watch how today unfolds. Beyond that, I have no further comments to make for the moment. Fair enough. Thanks for the information. Who the hell is this girl? Sure, go ahead. Yeah. That's true. Ah, Pierre. Oh, I can't believe that woman wouldn't know. I'm sure of it this time. What's he mumbling about? Excuse us, Vice Commissioner Pierre. special support section. Oh, joy. Well, how can I help you? If I may ask, Vice Commissioner, what are you doing here? Tio, you can't just... Oh, nothing except my job as director of the security command room. Since when? Come to think of it, I do recall seeing your name sprinkled around in some of our materials. Ah, I see, I never read those, hence my confusion. You what? Ugh, here we go. Probably should have mentioned this all to you sooner. Whoops. One question, if you're the head of security, why are you here instead of the command room? Taking a little break? Please, Dudley has full authority while we're here on site, with my permission, of course. So you see, there's no reason for me to be in the command room. Too many leaders spoil the group, as it were. Think of it however you like. As your superior, I know what is best for the operation. Now then, you six just focus on not getting in Dudley's way. Yes, sir. Yeah, interesting. I love in anime where they're like a student council president will have so much power, like powers that like the real president of Japan doesn't have. These two talk so much. Like, I don't like talking to Grace. She just like... Ugh. Especially compared to What's-His-Toes from Skies. She's just not interesting. There's Liddy's favorite walkie-talkie radio, low polygon thing. Alright. Oh, center room. I don't know if it matters if I talk to people in order or not, but... Yes, absolutely she is, Lucis. Like, oh, I gotta go get the scoop! Okay, center room, left room. Alright, that's one patrol down. Nothing unusual to report at the moment. I didn't mean it. So, so good. Might as well make another loop. Oh, shit. Okay. I guess it depends on... The Dread Conference finally reaches its halfway point. Before the intermission officially began, the heads of state held a brief press conference for the media. Oh, did I miss out on some scenes? Oh, that's annoying. Oh well. Well, I have no way to... I didn't realize that that was going to cut the scenes short. Does it matter, or they're just additional scenes? Oh, God. Hold on a fucking second. Well, it auto saves every 5 minutes, so I'm just gonna do a little check-see. We'll skip past some dialogue. I just wanted to see what could be different if it matters. What is today? Today's the 25th. Playtime. Okay. I'm more just annoyed that, like, it didn't be like, oh, that's gonna be the end of the patrol. It's like... just did it. Hey, man. Hey, man. I didn't want that. Okay. Alright, so then that's all those people are to talk to. And then they said go back towards the elevator. Oh, no, it just does the same thing. Okay, that's weird. I guess it's the way the guide is written. I thought that I missed stuff, but no, it's just... okay, alright. I will regain control again, and then I go talk to more people. Alright. Meanwhile, Lloyd and the others took the opportunity to speak with Mr. Grimwood, who'd started his... thank God for auto-saving, because then, you know... I appreciate that a lot. Speaking with Mr. Grimwood, who'd started his break. Oh, that explains it. Things being as precarious as they are, the SSS was asked to assist with the security detail. Exactly. I'm not sure how much of a difference we really make in the grand scheme, though. We may only be additional peace of mind. Don't sell yourself short, my friend. You're the team that thwarted an assassination attempt on our previous mayor. It's reassuring to have you all here. That's kind of you to say. Yeah, thanks for the vote of confidence. How's the conference going, Mr. Grimwood? Things appear to be proceeding smoothly thus far. That's a fair assessment. Talks are slow but steady for now. The participating nations have already agreed to several trade deals. Mayor Croy's efforts are truly beginning to pay off for all of us. Thank goodness. That puts my mind at ease. Slow but steady for now, you say? Do you think things might get rocky in the second half? Shoot. Oh? Is there something you're concerned about? I doubt I hold the jurisdiction to tell you this as an observer on the sidelines, but the focal point of the first half of the conference centered on proposals that affect such fields as trading and finance. Second half, on the other hand, will be reserved for proposals for each of the various heads of state. This is undoubtedly when the topic of Crossbell's defenses will be addressed. But if they do that, it'll only be a matter of time before foreign military princes answer the equation. What about the non-aggression pact? It's only been 2 years since it was signed. The Queen of Liberal did push the pact into being with Crossbell's best interests in mind, but technically 2 of the nations participating today never signed the pact, Remiferia and, well, Crossbell itself. In light of that, it's only inevitable that a new continental security framework will be discussed. Likely so. My grandfather shares your concerns and expectations both. But drafting up a new pact and having Crossbell sign it this time not be the simplest solution? It has to be. They could model the framework after the non-aggression pact and prohibit military force between all the nations. Oh. I get it. Crossbell isn't technically a nation. The Empire and Republic only recognize Crossbell as an autonomous state. It's as you say, Crossbell lacks the sovereignty to enter an international treaty. Economic arrangements alone are not grounds for the state to enter into a formal pact as its own entity. Isn't this fun video game stuff? Love talking about what counts as a nation and fucking versus an autonomous state. Does Crossbell have a right to exist? That's an in-joke that I have no, or that's a joke that's like 8 levels of online discourse deep. Yeah. Crossbell only exists as a nation for like, so that the two countries don't immediately go to war. Hey, that's Palestine commentary, yeah. Yeah, that's what a bunch of fucking loser-ass Zionist fucking pieces of shit always say. Like, oh, do you think Israel has a right to exist? It's like, what the fuck does that mean? It already exists. America exists. Like, we all... What? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, do you have a right to do a genocide? No? No one does. That's a war crime. It's very silly. I do think that Crossbell has the right to exist as a nation. It's, although Crossbell, as far as I'm aware, hasn't done a genocide, but who knows? Were there native peoples in Samaria? Was there colonization? We've never gotten into it, so I don't know. That fine line we tread is precisely what's put the state of Crossbell in jeopardy. I'm sort of getting it, but this definitely isn't cut and dry. Excuse me, but I have something I would like to ask. Crossbell is not the only autonomous state on the continent. Lemon, Ored, and Northumbria, for instance. Are those states also barred from entering into international treaties? Well, God and God alone. God hasn't been around doing genocides in a couple thousand years, so I think we're good, hopefully. I mean, I guess unless you count, like, floods and hurricanes and stuff, God's genocides, because then he is doing genocides a lot. Or they? Mr. God? No, they're not. It's true that each state has its own set of historical circumstances as to why they remain states instead of forming nations. However, each has also been recognized by the major powers as independent, with sovereignty of their own. So they have equal standing. Exactly, they're treated very differently than Crossbell, primarily because their sovereignty is recognized by the holy city of Arteria. Ah, the holy city of Arteria, as in the high seat of the Seption Church? Yes, as a city-state, Arteria's territory is small, but the church holds religious authority across the continent. Numerous autonomous states and free cities owe their establishment to the church's aid. And then you have Crossbell, whose autonomy was gifted to it by Ereboni and Calvert. That's how we're in the unique situation of having two suzerain... Suzerain? Is a person, state, or polity who has supremacy and dominant influence over the foreign policy and infrastructure. I don't know if I've ever heard that.
Suzerain.
Suzerain. That's super interesting. I've never... Okay. I don't know if that's ever come up in anyone else's lifetime, but this is the first time I've ever even heard of suzerain. Having two suzerain powers above us. That has historically led to Crossbell being dragged into their conflicts time and time again. If Crossbell only has a modicum of sovereignty, we can work to improve the situation. But if consent from both countries is what it will take for that to become a reality, then there's basically no hope. I wish I could disagree. But put that way, it does seem bleak. Getting back to the topic at hand, I would expect the Chancellor and President to have their ideas regarding Crossbell security. Naturally, each country's terms for their respective proposals will differ vastly. The Speaker and Mayor will have to be wary of what we stand to gain or lose. Apologies, my young friends. I'm sure you already have enough on your minds. Remember that Speaker McDowell is no stranger to matters such as these, and I get the sense Mayor Croy still has some cards to play himself. You think he has a plan? And what could it be? I don't know the particulars myself, nevertheless could very well... Sorry, I should take this. Special Support Section, Lloyd Banning speaking. Bannings, the press conference is concluded. The dignitaries are now headed to the 36th floor. Where are you? Oh, we're still in the break room on the 34th. Was there something you needed us to do? Yes, actually, we were contacted by both Chancellor Osborne and President Rocksmith. Each requested to speak with the SSS during the intermission. They what? Given who they are, I hope you understand we're in no position to turn them down. The SSS is to visit the both of them during the intermission, and that's an order. The President is staying in the furthest room in the West Wing corridor, while the Chancellor is in the furthest east. Hold on a second, I get that we can't refuse, but why ask for us? There's a lot of pressure, Dudley. Don't be such a child, Manning. This is an excellent opportunity to get some insight on what each side is after. You're right. Okay, we'll head there right away. Lean on McDowell if the going gets rough. She's the one on your team best suited to handling these situations. Report to me once you're finished. Understood. What was that about, Lloyd? You're getting real riled up there. What's going on, bud? Brace yourselves. Excuse me? You're joking. Not that I can discern. He seems entirely serious. That is certainly a surprise. The Special Support Section's name is more well known than I thought. I don't know about that. I suspect it's because we're familiar with several members of their personnel. That's the only reason for their interest in us that I can think of. Might be onto something there. Regardless of the reason, there's no way we could possibly decline. No, I know it. Let's head up to the 36th floor. Dudley said their rooms are in the furthest ends of the east and the west wing. We don't want to keep them waiting. Roger. Yes, sir. How many times must I tell you? The press isn't allowed past here. It's still intermission though, right? Can't you just, look the other way? You promised I only want to take a few photos. They weren't even over there. That's right, I can't go back into Grace empty-handed. Please let us through. Persistent as ever. Good luck trying to tell a reporter where they can and can't go. Well, as long as no one's trying to physically force their way through, they're not breaking any rules. I guess so. This is all just part of being a member of the press, right? Either way, we might as well give up any hopes of using the elevator right now. Okay. Go to That's... I see, and that's when you ran into Lucy. Yep, I was only in Ramaphoria on business too. Guess she caught wind. Tried to run, but she caught me. Ish, I might be losing my touch. Can you even guess how many bonks over the head she gave me? Not a one. She hugged you instead with tears in her eyes, didn't she? Dang it. I can tell exactly how Lucy feels, She's probably well aware of just how dangerous her day-to-day is. I'm sure she's been worried sick. Man, a woman's intuition is no joke. Makes my spine tingle. I never do know how to handle it. Maybe, but you brought it upon yourself. This really does take me back. It's been so long since I've seen Leo, too. I'd love for all of us to have a reunion. By the long face, Lecter. Isn't that the part where you say, yeah, let's all have a bash at Michelle and party till we drop? Not a bad impression. No promises, but I'll see what I can do. Just don't hold your breath, alright? I know, but you won't be able to stop me from looking forward to it anyway. Now then, I should be going, if you'll please excuse me. No problem, Nate. Don't forget to say hi to Sieg for me. I still owe him that salami. Damn, she's really coming to her own. Liberal couldn't ask for a better crown princess. You guys think so too, right? Busted. Sorry, we didn't mean to eavesdrop. We didn't hear much, I assure you. Didn't you, Ellie? You seem very invested in their relationship from where I was standing. Tio! Ah, she ain't the only one. Well, the princess sure seemed close. What's the story there? How's her upperclassman back at school? Prep, I mean, not Sunday school. Genus Royal Academy, to be specific. Genus Royal Academy? That's one of Liberal's most prestigious institutions, isn't it? I told my wife that, they only have Sunday school unless they go to, college. And she's like, so they must be pretty stupid, right? I'm like, well, you only went to school one day a week. It would be a little rough. That's right. It's not unheard of for them to accept students from abroad, but did you study there on taxpayers' money? Old man Goliath paid my tuition out of pocket. Well, it's about time I hit the old dusty trail myself. Oh, that reminds me, you got called in to talk to the head honchos, right? They're both real pains in the asses to deal with, so good luck in there. What? Could he be any more sketchy if he tried? I would have thought the next Queen of Liberal went to school with an Imperial spy. Truth is stranger than fiction, as they say. Whatever the case, we can't forget that he's a subordinate of the Blood and Iron Chancellor. As for what he's after personally, I think we'll have to figure that out for ourselves. These kids are dumb as hell. I suppose it's like your parents are supposed to teach you, and if the economy is good enough, there's no reasons that your parents couldn't teach you correctly, but it's kind of expecting a lot. All right, I gotta go let the dogs out. We'll be back in a little bit. Okay. Everyone needs to remind me that I have to go get my dogs. It's very nice outside. They should be fine outside for a while, but, Ace tends to dig. The boy be digging. We've been expecting you. You're the Crossville Police Department Special Support Section, correct? Okay, I mean in like 10 minutes. Like that fucking thing where it's like, hey, could you guys watch my house quick? I suppose the message will be on there, so unless there's a bunch of messages that happen in between, I should remember to read it in 10 minutes. We are. Is this the president's room? Yes, I've been instructed to let you pass. Please make your way inside. Thank you. Pardon us. Can't believe we're about to meet the president of one of the 2 largest nations of the continent. You said that even I've got butterflies in my stomach. Excuse us, Mr. President. We are told that you're requested to meet with the Special Support Section. Thank you all for coming, but please, no need for all the pomp and circumstance. Go ahead and have a seat. Oh, sure. That's very kind of you, Mr. President. My invitation must have come as quite a shock to you. I truly appreciate you taking this time out of your own busy agendas for this, though I imagine you must be very busy yourselves. Oh, no, not at all. It's an honor just to be in your presence. You'll speak on McDowell's granddaughter, isn't that right? We met once before at a celebration of some sort, if I recall correctly. That's right, we first spoke back when I had the opportunity to visit Calvert with my grandfather. That was 2 years back. Yes, now I remember. You know, I'm surprised to hear your grandfather chose to take up the post of speaker instead of seeking re-election. I truly admire how passionate he still is at his age. He's a model statesman, if I may say so. I'm sure my grandfather would be flattered to hear that. Not to change the subject, Mr. President, but what was it you called us here for? Well, truth be told, I've already heard all about you, as it says, fellows from Killicott. This year's Schwarzy auction sounded like quite the affair, wouldn't you say? Frankly, former Speaker Hartman and I were never on the best of terms. Selfish as it may seem, I've been eager to meet the group that tipped the first dominoes that led to his downfall. We're honored, sir. Guess what, the real talk, we didn't do much. The guy just couldn't stop shooting himself in the foot. Very true. He made his own bet the day he became involved with the cult. Oh yes, who could forget them? The DG cults, the treachery spread across the entire continent, but no nation was more affected than my own. I owe you my thanks for putting a stop to them once and for all. You're welcome, but really, we were only doing our jobs. Honestly, I'd say our contributions didn't really amount to much in the long run. That's suspicious. No need to be so humble, my boy. I had nothing to do with Epstein. He was a bad man, and I have never even met him. Thank goodness he's dead and that I had some people kill him. I thought we destroyed all those files. I mean, we're gonna release them, but I thought maybe I destroyed them, but I never met him. I hear things look rather dire, even your guardian forces being manipulated. Yet in the face of it all, you still managed to quash the cult and keep that little girl safe. Great guidance in the sky. Those are no small achievements to speak of. Wow, you flatter us, Mr. President. Truly, I'm not sure we deserve such high praise. Oh, but you do. Had Crossville fallen to the cult, I don't know what would have become of us. Those dastardly villains took hold of the IBC, International Trade and Finance, would have come to a screeching halt. And I'm sure you don't need me to tell you how severe the consequences of that would be for our economy. That's true. All the more reason I'd like to acknowledge your valor. I think the fitting thing to do would be to award each of you guys a medal. Yes, that sounds perfect. I'll have the arrangements made as soon as I return to the Republic. No, you don't have to do that. Is it even appropriate for citizens of Crossville to receive awards from the Republican government? Besides, we earned the got more recognition than I could handle from Grandad McDowell. Truly, I don't see any faux pas to have had about it at all. Your troubles are our own as well. After all, the Republic does hold suzerainty over Crossbell. Mr. President. Now, keep your faces like that. They'll stay that way. You received an invitation from my friend, the Blood and Iron Chancellor, too, did you not? I mean, you gotta suss out the rich folks, that's for sure. I'd be delighted to speak with you all more, but I think my turn is over. And not to fear, I'll see to you that you receive those awards we spoke of. Keep an eye out for them, all of you. They're gonna be the best awards you've ever seen. Thank you for visiting. You can find Chancellor Osborne's room at the end of the opposite wing. Right, thanks. We appreciate your help. You're welcome. Farewell. He was something, wasn't he? Exactly what I expect from a major political figure. Capable and devilishly cunning. Could you at least wait until we're not standing in front of his room, Wazy? To be fair, the president never made much of an effort to hide it. I doubt he was intentionally trying to place pressure on us, but that doesn't change the fact that he did. I think he was trying to keep up appearances more than anything. As Calvert's president, it would be good publicity to honor the ones who were credited with resolving the cult incident. Not to mention, he said that Crossbell's troubles are theirs as well, which reaffirms that he sees Calvert as Crossbell's rightful owners. Man, you're telling me that was the whole reason the cult is in there? Those big shot leaders got egos as wide as their country's borders. Without a doubt, even Diet members from an autonomous state like this have nothing on them. We still have to speak with the Chancellor. What do you think he wants from us? I couldn't say it, but we're probably going to want to brace ourselves either way. Probably should go check on the dogs. It's like, Ace, Ace can just hang out there, lay in the sun, do whatever, but if you start digging, then you don't get to have as much outside time. Okay. Just brought Ace in, and then we can just lay out there. Oh, Luna going. Can't believe Luna's already. She's 11. Just turned 10. She's gonna be 11 this year. Oh, dog's aging is at some point sad, but also happy. Okay. That must be the Chancellor's room. The intermission will likely be over by the time we're done speaking with him. We should take care of anything else we need to do beforehand. I don't believe there's anything else that I need to do. You're the SSS, correct? From the Crossbell Police? His Excellency is expecting you inside. Don't keep him waiting. Right. Pardon us. It practically exudes arrogance. Classic Imperial Army, overbearing as all Gehenna. Excuse us, Chancellor Osborne. We received word that you wish to speak with the Special Support Section. Do come in. Magnificent view, isn't it? It's fascinating to think that mankind built a structure like this to look down on the world below. Yeah, I got kind of the right voice going for him. Ah, these walls in which we stand are proof that we finally attained the glory the ancient civilization once held. So they are. Are you referring to the ancient Zemurians from over 1,200 years ago? Everything I've heard about them makes it sound like they were more or less had magic at their fingertips. Theirs wasn't necessarily utopia, mind you. During last year's Liberal incident, a large floating city appeared over the kingdom. The city was constructed before the Great Collapse, yet was sealed away by human hands. It was a symbol of mankind's potential, as well as its hubris. Our potential and hubris? You seem to be very well informed. You seem to be a very well informed man. Oh, I wouldn't say I know everything. As far as Crossbell's concerned, I haven't discovered nearly as much as that priest Joshin Gutner did. How do you... It's what we don't know that lends us weight to the affairs of the world. If you had everything in the palm of your hand, life as we live it would be helplessly mundane. Don't you agree, Wazy Hemisphere? Oh, so you know of me. Or do you? I get the sense my name is the only dirty little secret of mine you've uncovered. That would simply mean that you have none worthy of capturing my attention. No, my interests lie far more in the realm of the War God, more specifically his successor. Yeah? The Imperial Intelligence Division. Their ability to gather information is second to none. Haha. Where are my manners? I'm Goliath Osborne, representative of the Empire of Erebonia. I've heard much about you from Lecter. Care to join me for a friendly chat before the intermission ends? Well then, Chancellor, what is it you wanted to discuss with us? You already seem all too aware of everything that's happening right now. No need to overthink it. This is nothing more than a civil conversation. There is something I would like to hear your opinions on, however. Our opinions? Yes, I'll be frank. How long do you think your precious crossbow will last? Hey man, go fuck yourself. Bit of a loaded question, isn't it? On the contrary, I bear no ill intentions. History tells us that no political entity can last in perpetuity. And that's discounting the Orwell Revolution, which has accelerated all aspects of the contemporary world. How much longer can a land as contested as Crossbell withstand the coming turbulence of this era? I'm not sure. Forever, as long as there are citizens in this state who have the will to protect it. Oh wow. True, little matters more than having a solid will, or resolve, one might say. There are rare instances and times when trends are bucked and the course of history itself has changed. The people are never truly powerless. I don't doubt the potential their resolve can hold. Well, that's the difference between being an Iron Chancellor and a president. Is that a president needs to usually be a bit more sneaky and charming. And if you're part of a sort of a fascist situation, you can just be however you want. But we're kind of combining the two right at this moment, right in our current history. And then you agree. But considering this, what happens when two opposing resolves clash? It's simple. The lesser of the two would be engulfed, fanning the flames of upheaval hotter still. Now suppose these hellborn fires were to emerge again and again across the land. The integrity and morality itself would be smelted in the searing heat until the world itself was ablaze. Such a phenomenon would surely be easy for you to imagine, would it not? I can understand how Crossbell's resolve might seem lesser compared to that of the Empire of the Republic. But even a small flame is capable of burning bright. It's not a foregone conclusion that the larger will engulf it, just as it wasn't when Liberal repelled the Imperial Army. Ah. That's right, it was 12 years ago during the 100 Days War. Well played. Resolve is ultimately a question of tenacity. Liberal was small but tenacious. It overcame the shambolic effort the Empire put forward. There is much Crossbell could stand to glean from that moment in time. However, I remain unconvinced that Crossbellians hold the same pride and conviction that the people of Liberal do. I'll leave things at that. Our intermission is coming to a close. It almost slipped my mind. Don't expect any medals from the Imperial government. The nobility grows even more irksome when awards are given to commoners. Consider yourselves fortunate. I rarely see His Excellency in such an agreeable mood. What? Seriously, is that what you call it? He seems to have taken a liking to you. I understand that may be a tough pill to swallow, but I suggest you accept what he had to say. Though perhaps it isn't my place to tell you that, given my position. Yeah, it's not your fucking place to tell you. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking peon. That was horrible. And peon is a very funny term because, like, not only is it derogatory, but then it's, like, you know, someone's gonna pee on you. The man's a damn monster. Either way, we can't let it get to us. We have to take his perspective at face value. Hey Tio, you okay? Yes, I'll be fine. The imagery you invoked was a little too vivid. I got lightheaded, was all. Can't blame you. Even I could feel those flames he kept talking about breathing down my neck. Calling the Blood and Iron Chancellor a monster is putting things lightly. He believes he holds the whole of Crossbell in the palm of his hand. Maybe, but I'm not so sure he called us here to torment us, believe it or not. The same goes for President Rocksmith. I think the interest they've taken in us is genuine, for better or worse. Let's just take it for what it's been, a learning experience. That's one way to look at it. I think we could all take a page out of your book once in a while. No kidding. Leave it to Lloyd to make a near empty glass half full. But he's right. There's no way we can let this slow us down. Of course not. What we should do instead is to have it propel us forward. In any case, that just about used up the rest of the intermission. Let's head back to Dudley and report on how both of our meetings went. Just as Mr. Grimwood had predicted, the discourse became more turbulent in the second half of the conference. Chancellor Osborne and President Rocksmith continued to raise question after biting question, each one aimed at Crossbell's security and future. As the conversation wore on, the looks on Mayor Croy and Speaker McDowell's faces became even more solemn and stern. The heart of the problem is that a lone cult was able to cause so much public disorder in a single night, no less. Moreover, half of Crossbell's State Guard fell under the control, quite literally at that. Such a failure of security is unprecedented. He does have a point. That was pretty rough. Be that as it may. Yeah. So this is the conversation we just had. Wow. And it was really tough. Yeah. It's like literally just the same shit we just talked about. Be that as it may, I was under the impression that we had already covered this in full detail. The details are not what is in question. It is the quality of your state's crisis management that so concerns us. You cannot deny the extent to which that incident endangered the lives and property of Imperial citizens in your borders. What do you have to say to that? Now, hold on just a moment, Chancellor. Reparations and redresses in the wake of the cult incident have already been administered. Demanding further mirror on top of that will only serve to cast Ereboni in a most unfavorable light. Monetary compensation is not the issue either, Your Highness. The Crossbell state government has still yet to answer how it can comprehensively guarantee its security. There is a need to protect their lives, property, and economic interests of all those in and tied to Crossbell. Can such protection truly be assured from a state constantly mired in political gridlock, a state so susceptible to top-down corruption? Pardon me, but I've heard former Speaker Hartman was immediately removed from office upon his corruption coming to light. Crossbell's political system has proven perfectly capable of self-correction. Would a new security framework not suffice? I must disagree, Your Lordship. Surely you don't believe it would be that easy. Crossbell's political foundation is prone to corruption by nature. I, of course, acknowledge that Mayor Croy and Speaker McDowell have been nothing less than outstanding statesmen. But what will happen to Crossbell when they're gone? How quickly would things progress without their leadership? Kind of right. I apologize for my cynicism here, but corruption and government have long been inalienable. This is true not only of Crossbell, but of my own kingdom as well. Taking that into consideration, would it not be best for us to observe whether the Speaker and Mayor can bring about political reform during their terms? Pardon me for saying so, Your Highness, but I believe that is rather naive of you. I understand why you would be hopeful. However, the state of Crossbell cannot be so easily compared to a monarchy such as Liberal. Undermining the political system of a land that has no central or traditional authority is a simple feat. History has proven that time and again. That may be true, but if I may, my native Calvert is founded upon our honorable Republic Charter in lieu of a monarchy. It was an impressive undertaking by various powers and groups that gathered after our revolution 100 years ago. With that charter in place, our country knows our system can survive with dignity, even if it, too, may at times be stricken with corruption. They say, but it is not as though our autonomous state law is without its own pride and honor. I concede that in our state's young history, imperfections in its design have come to light, but so too is it indisputable that we have been improving upon it, slowly but surely. Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like two things can be true at once, where it's like, yes, the secure, I mean, you know, like, how do you criticize politics when I mean, right now it's really tough in America specifically because the political situation is so cut and dry that it's like, it's just evil. But like in the situation of like Obama, you know, is a good, like, where it's like, okay, we're getting a lot of good social reform, but we're also still fully interacting the same way with like Iraq and Iran and the Middle East and all of the warmongering we're doing, that it's like, I mean, you know, like the challenge, like we gotta, there's good and bad in each nation. And, I don't really have a good analog specifically for Crossbell because they're like, I don't know, they're in a really interesting position. Mm-hmm. That's true, yeah. The governments of each country is what's causing the majority of the issues. But without those governments willfully interacting with Crossbell, then the economy would kind of collapse. And it seems like the worldwide, or the Zemurian economy is based off of Crossbell, which is very strange. I guess that's like the trade epicenter. It's like if Wall Street was its own nation. I don't know. Mr. Grimwood, may I ask how many additional laws and amendments have been passed by Crossbell's government in the last 10 years? But of course, while I don't have the exact figure in front of me, I'd estimate 50 in total. Only 50 in 10 years? Why, how can that be? That's an average of just 5 a year. Sounds a little familiar. Perhaps, though the rate has been trending upwards in recent times. There were 12 laws passed last year, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, though admittedly many of those were merely addendums to existing financial and mobile network provisions. Regardless, I think it's clear that we cannot assume a meaningful new security framework would be so promptly implemented, as I suspect it would be wiser to seek alternative solutions in the interim. Be right back, I gotta go take a leak. The best leak you've ever seen. Okay. Also got Luna inside. Whew. Okay. I hadn't realized the two of you had become such close bedfellows. Perhaps you'd care to settle the territorial dispute over the Nord Highlands as well while you're at it. Point well taken, Your Highness. We'll have to leave discussing that matter for another day. Time is growing short, gentlemen. I'll advise we move on to another point of discussion. Well, you know, I'm not halfway through. Well, I suppose the end of chapter 2. I guess it depends on how long the next chapters are, but is chapter 2 and then an intermission, or is it chapter 3 and then an intermission? I have the guide up, but I don't know. Just don't look. Let's see. Chapter 2 intermission. Yeah. So it'd be after the intermission, probably. That I guess it'd be right around the middle point. Maybe. Time is growing short, gentlemen, and I advise we move on to another point of discussion. I really wish there were more chapters that were shorter, because I feel like if there were more chapters, then they would make more of an effort to have, you know, exciting things happen more often. But I guess it's just how the story is, I guess. Very well, then, as proposed, we, Vice Excellency, let us now review. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited to get to a new franchise, because these ones are... It's like I'm reading a book series, honestly. Like, I feel like the video game portion is fun, and I really like it, but it is kind of like I'm just reading a book series. This is bad. It's exactly what Mr. Grimboard warned us would happen. The Blood and Iron Chancellor and President Rocksmith are going knives out on Crossbell as we speak. Is there nothing the mayor or speaker can say in objection? Unfortunately, it's as they stated, Crossbellian state law has more than a few structural flaws. That's what makes it so difficult for my grandfather and Uncle Dieter to deny what they're saying. Maybe, but the major powers themselves are the ones who built those flaws into Crossbell during its founding 70 years ago. They have no right to use that against us to force their own agenda. They scripted things to go down like this from the very beginning. As I've told you before, the discourse of the conference itself has nothing to do with us. Keep your heads on straight and see to it that we make it through the rest of the day. Right, sorry about that. Which is why it took them such a long time to, one, translate that, because, like, there's so much dialogue. Yeah. Oh, yeah, where there'll be like 45 minutes or longer of just dialogue with no fights. And it's like, ugh. It's like, oh yeah, I have time to play like 3 hours, and then in that 3 hours, not much happens. Should we begin another patrol in that case? First Division, this is Dudley. Emma has something... What? What's going on? It must have been an incident. The Red Constellation and Hui are both on the move. They're already shaken off for surveillance. No way. Are you serious? Settle down. This is nothing we weren't prepared for. Stay alert. I'll keep you posted if there are any further developments. Understood. Yes, that's right. We should begin by mobilizing our officers in reserve. Damn, so this is really going to go down, huh? What the hell are they planning? Or it could have been a visual novel, you know. But then I probably wouldn't engage with it. So they got me there. Because it is a video game, I'm willing to read this novel. Randy. Try to keep your cool, Randy. We know the Red Constellation would try to pull something here at the conference. Right, the brunt of the police force is protecting the entrance of the building. I don't suppose they're about to pick a fight with each other now, of all times, do you? Everything we've managed to figure out so far says that's unlikely. I beg your pardon? What's going on down there? Good grandfather? They're gonna come on the roof, probably. Your Excellency, may I ask you to repeat yourself? I'm praying with every fiber of my being that I simply misheard you. I'll gladly say it as many times as you require. Just ban the Crossbell Guardian Force. Then in its place, station security forces from abroad permanently within the state. That is the most logical course of action. Please, wait a moment. Surely you aren't forgetting the terms of the Non-Aggression Pact, Chancellor Osborne. Perish the thought. We agree not to use force to solve disputes in or over Crossbell. This, however, is not an attempt at an invasion. I merely state the obvious. A useless pseudo-military that loses control and threatens its own people's lives is better off dissolved. In practice, the Crossbell Guardian Force is inconsequential when placed before the Imperial or even Republican armies. The CGF's armored cars may as well be made of paper compared to a true tank. Saying nothing of the drain and cross-million mirror that they cost to maintain. Leave matters of state security to foreign military forces. That is the best and most cost-efficient solution for a near autonomous territory. I would consider that far too radical an option. And just how would you propose these foreign military forces be designated? Do you, the Chancellor of Erebonia, plan on nominating the Imperial Army? That'd be rather tone-deaf, historically speaking. I don't recall saying anything of the sort. But now that you bring it up, I am willing to forgive Crossbell's past transgressions and offer the Imperial Army's aid if necessary. It's a small price to pay for the sake of peace in Western Sumeria, wouldn't you say? Gah. Settle down, everyone. There's no reason to get so worked up. I agree the Chancellor's proposal is a bit, shall we say, drastic. I do, however, share his opinion that the CGF leaves much to be desired and is wholly inadequate when it comes to state security. Oh, what would you propose, then? This is only a suggestion, but I would advise a mass reduction of the Guardian Force's members to start. In exchange, Calvert can assume responsibility for Tangram Gate, while Erebonia does the same for Bellegarde Gate. That way, either army would be able to respond to emergency statewide, whether they occur here in Crossbell City or otherwise. That's hardly an improvement, Mr. President. Even so, it is worth consideration. You're an impressive man, President Rocksmith. You managed to be an excellent statesman and leader, all while fending off staunch political opposition. You two gonna suck each other off here? What the fuck is going on? Not compared to you, Chancellor. You're reforming an entire empire while suppressing the influence of disgruntled nobles. This can't be happening. I've heard enough. Might I remind you that there are more than 2 countries participating in this conference? Pardon me, Your Highness. The President and I may have gotten a bit sidetracked now that our discussions progressed thus far. Would you two mind giving us your opinions on the idea? Ugh, this is terrible. Absurd is more like it. Take some serious balls to spout any of that with a straight face. Hate to say it, but it's not as though their proposals don't have basis. Still, I was hoping things wouldn't come to this. At this point, all we can do is hope the Speaker and Mayor can stand their ground. Howell times. Could be Dudley. Banning's here! Hey, it's Sergey. Gee, Sergey, what's going on? No time, I'll keep it short. Sonya just called me. The anti-aircraft radars installed near Tangram and Bellegarde Gate were destroyed. The same ones being used to detect any potential invading ships across Million airspace. What? She suspects it was the work of the terrorists. I've already filled Dudley and asked for you guys to be careful and get ready. Roger that. What's wrong? Is it my uncle and the others? No, not them. It was... Please, everyone, may I have your attention? Regarding your concerns over Crossbell's domestic security, I would like to offer my own suggestion. Oh? I thought you'd been staying a little too quiet. Let's hear it. What do you propose? Thank you. I was thinking. Everyone get down! What? Airships? Ugh! Ideals preserve us! Is it the terrorists? How did they even get here? Greetings, everyone. These windows are bulletproof tempered glass. Your Highness, are you alright? Yes, I'm fine. Those airships just now. One of them was a high-speed Rhineford model. Yes, I'm sure of it. The other was a Verne Company military gunship. Right, this aligns with reports we received that one had been stolen. Is everyone alright? Yes, thank the goddess. But where did those fiends go? Good, you should be able to hear me now. Attention, conference attendees. Allow me to introduce ourselves. We are the Imperial Liberation Front, and we represent the anti-immigration faction seeking to protect the traditions and sanctity of our beloved Calvary. I don't believe it. There's two terrorist groups menacing the Empire and the Republic? Our causes have seen fit to form an alliance, such that we may topple the respective blights that plague us. Maybe I should make their voices more cringy, considering that, like, their anti-immigration is. Prepare yourself, Blood and Iron Chancellor Goliath Osborne. President Rocksmith, today you be your end to protect the time-worn heritage of our Calvert from the despicables of the East, who we will stop at nothing. This is preposterous. Utter drivel. Yeah, but this ain't looking too good. Here they come. Shh. Damn. Stuff's happening. Who would have thought? They're headed straight for us. Damn it. So this is what those blueprints were for. But never mind that. Contact the CGF unit on standby and have them... What? What the? Why did it just close? What in the world is going on here? Not good. The button isn't responding. God, what an idea was his name is going on. I mean, that's literally how a lot of animes did it too. Where it would just be like in the middle of an arc, and then there'd just be a beach episode, and I was like, what's going on? Hey, how's a girl supposed to chase a headline like this, huh? Do something, Reigns. Let's see. Most infamous beach episodes. Man, someone wrote a real article on this. Interesting. 9 unforgettable beach anime episodes. Sailor Moon, Black Clover, Tomo-chan is a girl, Attack on Titan. I don't know if I'd really call that a beach episode. Yeah, Bleaches is the one that I think of immediately when I think of a beach episode. Because that's the one where it's like, this makes no fucking sense. To Love Ru also had a few beach episodes, but those were canon, technically, so. To Love Ru is a horny manga that I really enjoyed when I was like 15. Do something, Ryan. What do you expect me to do? And then To Love Ru in Darkness came out, and that's just pretty much hentai. This is far from ideal. Orcus's tower security system must be under their control. This is likely the work of the hacker from yesterday. Shh, let's move, everyone. Head to the 35th floor. We have to protect the dignitaries. Roger that. Chances are the elevators are out. We're gonna have to head for the emergency stairs. Alright, anything important? So, okay. Thought so. All 3 are locked down. Blah. What? But it was open just a moment ago.
did watch like an hour and a half YouTube video on To Love Ru and To Love Ru Darkness by someone talking about that, like, stuff that is horny is also allowed to have like emotional nuance, and I agree, but a lot of the times it doesn't. To Love Ru is an example of a well-written one of those situations, because there are far too many harem anime and manga that are literally just self-insert, like where the main guy is like either a degenerate or like way too innocent. Like, you gotta toe the line. Dio, can you work your magic? I'll do what I can. This is trickier than I expected, but it's nothing I can't handle. It opened! The old thought comes in clutch yet again. Hardly. The security lock in this gate was particularly complex, though now that it's been breached, the security on the other exits will likely be heightened. We may not be able to do this for all of them. Sounds like the security system has more than a few aces up its sleeves. Worry about that later. We gotta move. Jesus Christ! Now, smoke out the Chancellor! Yeah, I'd love to see you try with Arios. You'll have to get through me first. Oh, the Divine Blade of Wind! Hold your ground, attacking waves! We're here to help. You three fall back. We're in your debt. Mueller Vanter, a guardian of the Arner family, and the Librarian Royal Guard. It doesn't matter, take him down! Look at that! Show-offs. I think we can leave that group to them. Oh, hey guys. Lecter. Are the dignitaries alright? Yeah, for now anyway. Save the talking for later. They're coming from behind too. What? Reinforcements. Something's coming this way. They got archisms. Robots. What are those? They're just like the ones we fought at the Mafia's hideout. Never mind that. Suppress them. Itchy nose. Oh my god, video game section, and it's only been 2 hours. Fuck. I know that I've taken a couple breaks, but like, still. So they have archisms too. They likely came in from the roof. Aren't those things made by the Society though? The terrorists could have acquired them from the black market, or perhaps... What's it matter? Look over there. The archisms are the only ones stopped in their tracks. Oh, you're all monsters! There's no other choice. Engage Plan B! Shh. It's closed. Getting through by force would be a tall order. Everyone! I was wondering where you were. Now stop pushing them back with their tails within their legs. Maybe, but at this rate, they're gonna escape. Can you get it open, Tio? I don't know for sure, but I can try. It's like I feared. The security level has been increased to maximum protection. I am unable to bypass it on a portable terminal, even if I use the Aeon system. Not good. Talk to me. Yes, we managed to hold out. Unfortunately, they... What? They're taking the elevator to the basement right this second? To the basement? They didn't go back up to their airships on the roof? Stop and think about why they wouldn't. They could be trying to detonate orbital bombs they place on board those ships. What? Might be right, if that's the case. They're aiming to bury the Chancellor and President with the building itself. So no surprise terrorists would go to such lengths. Those fools. Now this is a pickle. Shh, there's no way around it. We have to get through this shutter, even if it's by brute force. Wait, we may not have to resort to that after all. What? Well, look who it is. You're the spitwad who trashed my place. I'll get you for that. You'll rue the day you cross Jonah's Sacred. Haha, feisty, aren't you? The orbital network is very confusing to me. Freeze! Release the controls to the tower at once. Oh boy, I guess you've got me cornered. Fine, that was just a little time killer anyway. I've had my fun. Good luck, boys and girls. Do your best to not bite the big one. What the?
I'm focused on getting the tower back under control. Jonah, did he come back too? So it would seem he must have taken today's flight over from Le Mans. Done, now restoring tower control systems. You did it!
Can we use the elevators too?
Yes, I disengaged the locks. However, we have no control over the one the terrorists are using. In that case, I'll head to the roof. If anyone is to disarm the orbital bombs on board their ships, it'll have to be me.
I agree, Lucis, but there's a good chance that it might not be. And that's the part that's like, yeah.
Let's review. Set away this. No, I don't want to secure the site and save 30%. I just want to continue to the account. You can do that, Killica? But of course, it's a skill any counterintelligence officer worth their weight would have. Is that right, Secretary Arundel? What do you say we split the work? Sure, might as well.
Allow me to accompany you there. There's a chance that they may have left Archism behind to protect the bombs.
Well, that's actually pretty exciting, honestly. Nice to have, nice to have additional challenges that isn't just like replay the game on Nightmare. The rest of you should pursue the terrorists. We may still be able to catch them.
Understood. Bannings, your group is coming with us. There are 2 cells of terrorists we're dealing with. We'll likely need to split up.
Roger that.
Aye, aye, Sid.
Yes, right. Understood. We can make do with what we know. Good work, Jonah. I will speak to you again later. What did Jonah have to say? He analyzed the terrorist escape route. They fled into the geofront via Orcus Tower's foundational level. By foundation, you mean the basement of the tower, right? It must lead to who knows how many sectors of the geofront.
That won't stop us from capturing those fanatics. I refuse to let them get away and sully the name of the Crossville Police Department any further.
My sentiments exactly. I attended this international conference as a representative of the guild, and now they've assailed it right before my eyes. As a bracer, I cannot let this stand. Yeah, guys, I know. Hey. I can't let this stand. We're gonna get those guys. Yeah, we are gonna get those guys. Like, fucking shut up, everybody. God. This is not what I was expecting. Am I the only one who feels a little overwhelmed here? Curious, what exactly is this place? The main shaft of Orcus Tower, I believe. This chamber is where the weight of the structure is distributed for optimal load-bearing support. I've heard that there was something like this inside the tower, but I never expected it to be so expansive. Yeah, it's impressive. Can we keep it moving now? Yeah, let's keep going south. Just wanted to take a look.
Look here, there's only one explanation. Right, this is as far as their little collaboration took them.
Dudley, Arios, what's going on?
We have a problem. We're not just chasing one combined mass of terrorists down here anymore.
Oh no.
You saying the group trying to off the Chancellor and the one aiming to, for the President split ways right there? There's no doubt in my mind. The Republican terrorists went to the C sector of the Geofront, while the ones from the Empire have escaped to the D sector.
How can you possibly tell? I get it. It's the footprints, isn't it?
Exactly. They were in too much of a hurry to hide their tracks. In that case, we should split into two groups ourselves. If we don't make haste, one or both of them could manage to escape. Agreed. That would be the best course of action. McLean and I will follow the Calvarians into the C sector. SSS, you pursue the Erebonian terrorists in the D sector.
Wait, why divide our forces so unevenly? You would be outnumbered several times over with just the two of you.
The C sector is home to a heat treatment plant. It's a difficult place to navigate for those unfamiliar with it. Conversely, the D sector is larger with more open spaces. Your greater numbers will serve you better there.
Makes enough sense to me.
I'm running out of time, Lord. I say we just go with the plan.
Fine then. Dudley, Arios, be careful in there.
Same to you. Our suspects are wanted terrorists that are willing to give their lives for their cause. Do not let your guards down.
Right. Roger. Okay, team, let's move out. Our mission is to catch the terrorists before they can escape the Geofront.
Right. They got another thing coming because they think they're getting away.
Okay, so that was 2 hours and 5 minutes to get through that portion. Goodness gracious. Is this an underground parking lot? Yes, it was designed with the expectation that in the future cars will become more common in Crossbelt.
That part I get, but this place is so big it could have had its own mailing address. So many people do they think are going to be driving normal cars someday?
The way I see it, this was just a doe-eyed excuse made up by the Diet members and officials who ordered this place to be built. That sounds more likely. It's very much the case, unfortunately, but since Speaker Hartman's fall from grace, construction has been halted. Not surprised. Either way, we clearly have a lot of ground to cover. Pursuing anybody in here won't be easy. Scanning. Human signatures detected. A group of 8 is on the move nearby.
Really? Yeah, maybe it won't be so hard after all.
Let's hurry.
Okay.
There. Everyone look! Not good.
What the hell are they? Pursuers? Damn, how did they follow us?
Crap. Shh. Oh, you want to play?
Whoa! They're armed!
Noel, to your left! Whenever they're in firefights, it's so surreal. I don't know why.
Crap! Move, we can't afford to stop! Go! Who are these freaking brats? Ignore them, get those feet moving!
Ah, they escaped. The ladies of the SSS sure aren't afraid to take action, are they?
No time to lose. We have to pursue them. There's probably a way down to where they just went. No way in the hell we're gonna let them get away now. Okay.
Yeah. Alright, they're scanned. God damn it.
'Tis I, the box of Iron Chancellor. How long do you think your precious chest bell will last? Hello, lads. I'm President Locksmith, and it's a pleasure to meet you. I'd like to award you medals for opening all of my friends earlier this year during the Bolt incident. Thank you, Treasure Chest. It's just a landmine, okay. That's where it came from. I guess chests weren't important enough to invite to the trade conference, huh, Teeter? Fine, we'll be holding our own Chess and Maria trade conference. Oh yeah, there isn't the chess in Cold Steel. Steel learned Mega Zero Cannon. That sounds cool. That's sad. It was another cold Tuesday morning when suddenly I realized I was still a treasure chest. I'm really glad Princess Claudia got to speak with Lecter again. Maybe now she can finally have some closure. I didn't think he was gonna fall that far. Curious about. Absolute zero? Laser? Oh, I keep forgetting about burst. Or is this only the second time burst has even been able to happen? Or there's like one other time? It's so weird that they put in all these mechanics and then they're like, yeah, you only fight for like 4 to 6 hours out of a game that's like 60 hours long. I guess it makes it faster when you're on your fucking second or third playthrough, but still. Which is, I guess it's fine. It's just odd. It's just odd choices all around. Okay. Let's see. What was that? It sounded like an orbital bomb going off. It was just up ahead. Hurry! Let's check out the other direction first. You're testing my patience. Huh. And what do we have here? An underground freight line? That's right, it used to transport goods and cargo to Orcus Tower. Everyone look! A walkway! Shh! They're trying to shake us off their tail. Can't let them escape. Search for another route. Where the hell is it? Oh, I keep forgetting it. Shit, I didn't realize that was going to be a... Alright, now it's your turn to step inside, shut the lid, and wait till someone takes you out. Chance to defense by 12%. I'll take it. Look! Nice, we looped around it.
I imagine they think they've thrown us off the trail by now.
It's good news for us. Now's our chance to catch up.
Really, the tough part about fast forwarding is that, like, it's if you're not paying attention, it's very easy to get outflanked by the enemies. But also playing in not high-speed mode would be very, 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 very dull. Also, I don't think that I've failed a fight yet. I think. Here they are. My wife. Should be able to wrap up the end of this chapter. All right. I think. I don't know. I don't know how long this is actually going to take. We'll see. We finally managed to catch up with them.
Blast it all! They must have defused the bombs on top of the tower. Those bastards! That was supposed to be our one chance to kill that tyrant Blood Iron Chancellor. We even stooped to cooperating with the Skelverdians, and for what? Do not waver, comrades. Our allies are legion. With their and Tukayon's backing, we cannot be stopped. Once we have escaped this place, another opportunity is sure to present itself. We will have our... freeze! What? It's those little brats from earlier. What the hell? We blasted that way in minutes. Yes, we took a different route. Genius, right? It would appear that the data you were provided wasn't quite as comprehensive as you thought it was. Shut your goddamn mouth. Just who the hell are you? Crossville Police Department, Special Support Section. We hereby place you under arrest on numerous charges, including terrorism, sabotage, attempted assassination, and attempted mass murder. And being massive fucking dorks. They're the police? As if some worthless cops from a puny state like this would stop our cause. Watch your tone. You have any idea how many innocent lives you could have taken today? The only way you're getting out of here is in chains. So you're those kinds of terrorists, completely delusional. You think you can do whatever you want in the eyes of the goddess because you're convinced yourself that that's what you're fighting for is just. Well, lots of people who write about what you should have aren't very good at it. Or they just ChatGPT'd it. Which is always fun now that you can just get misinformation about video games you're playing. Silence! You cross billions have no right to look down on us. Your state tossed aside its pride and hoard itself out for prosperity. Reasoning with them is useless. They have no remorse. Don't misunderstand. It is not our intention to disrupt the lives of others for the sake of our goals. However, should that dictator be allowed to continue leading our empire down its despotic path, there's no telling how many will suffer. For that reason, we will grant no quarter to any who stand in the way of us taking the Chancellor's head. Don't bother trying to get through to these punks. Kick their asses and sort them out later. Well, maybe their suggestion is just to cheat and get the items early. Think of that. I thought I would, whatever. I don't even care if I can analyze or not. That was Sora. I was like, Sora? Like, and then because I saw Sora in Disney and I'm like, from Kingdom Hearts? Oh no. Wrong Sora. I appreciate people fucking backing out of the AI stuff. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, with the, when people just look up the best items in the video game and then they're just like, yeah, use that one. It's like, shut up. No, how could this be? They're just government dogs from a piss and autonomous state of all things. I'll give you that. I'll give you that the prosperity crossbows enjoyed for decades has come at a cost. But don't you dare think for a second that cross millions have lost sight of their pride. Our situation is far from ideal, but despite all the pressures that shackle us down, we will fight to claw our way out of those barriers. Lloyd. Well said, Lloyd. It's hard to disagree. Perhaps I was out of line to underestimate you. I could see that attempting to destroy the tower was going a step too far. That mean you surrender? No, we cannot fall here. Not while the blood iron chancellor yet breathes. Look out. Everyone, pull back. Man, the special support section is actually kind of awful at arresting people. They always let people get away. What the? Guided missiles? No. One of the CGF's armored cars. You bastards. How the hell do you get their hands on that? Oh, would you like to know? We have more friends in high places than you can imagine. Let's see you strive to claw your way out of this one. We wasted enough time here. Withdraw. Shh, is everyone all right? Yes, surprisingly. I can still fight. Well, with any luck, we'll manage to decommission this rogue racer. Don't get too comfortable. This is one of the Force's most durable models. Be mindful of its anti-arts shielding. Keep your feet moving. If you see an open thing, take it. Oh, that's why. Yeah. Damn, that thing's got a lot of health. There we go. That, you know, you're right. You're right. They do a lot of fucking monologuing. Well, as Blaststorm has been upgraded to Blaststorm 2. Axe reach level 3. Nice. Like that. I do like the master system. I think I think it's a great way. I think it's good. It's a good one. It's good. I can't lie. It's a good one. It's one of the good ones. Of course, I didn't fucking put in my mileage. .4 miles. Okay, there we go. We did it! Quick, open the doors and pull out whoever's inside before they... That won't be necessary. Detect no vital signs. There were never any. There were never any. It was fully automated to begin with. Wait, what? Are you freaking kidding me? The terrorists brought archisms with them too. They weren't exaggerating about having friends in high places. There's no time to worry about that. We have to resume the pursuit or else they'll... Gunfire? What could be happening? Come on, we got to move. No! Damn it! The hell are these guys? Oh shit! Yeah. Because I should have thought about that with the red. Red constellation, why would you? It's business, contractual obligation. We've already sent your associates to destroy the anti-aircraft radars of the ideals too. Feel free to join them in our arms. How regrettable. Surely kill the one still cowering in the back there. Oh, can I? What's the matter? Don't worry, I'll give you a fair chance. Just you and me one-on-one. You lose, thanks for playing. Stop! No fun, I was getting to the best part. Young master, took you long enough. Uncle, Shirley, the hell are you all doing here? Oh, we're too late. They're already gone, every last one of them. What have you done? How could you just slaughter them like this? Weren't you listening? It's business. We killed the terrorists that were here to assassinate the Imperial Chancellor and the Empire's eldest prince, because that is what the Imperial government hired us to do. You can't be serious. Serious as a heart attack. When they see our contract with the Imperial government, it's got a stamp on it and everything. You know what that means, don't you? We're off limits to you. No touchy. It can't be. That's right. In other words, we were acting as proxies for the Imperial authorities. Official executioners with diplomatic immunity, I might add. Shh. Plotted this from the very beginning. Why did you have to kill them? What reason could there possibly be? They were no threat to you. You could have just as easily disarmed them, couldn't you? So why did you? Pathetic. Gah! No, Randy! Randy! Are you okay, Randy? What part of the word execution do you have trouble understanding? You of all people should be no stranger to carnage of this caliber. If you want to blame someone, look in the mirror. Perhaps things would have ended differently had you done your jobs and caught them first.
He has a point.
I thought the Blood Denier Chancellor reminds you of failure, though. He might just send a fruit basket for all the political leverage you've handed him.
How could we let this happen?
As a show of good faith, we'll let this last little rodent go. Surely you'll release him.
Oh, man. Well, whatever. It's no fun when they give up this easily. Catch, don't let him slip out of your fingers again, Kay.
We're done here. Let's pull out. Time to go cash in our checks. Tonight we feast.
Yeah. Later, guys.
Excuse us, young master. See you around, Commander Randolph. You've got to be shitting me. All I wanted was to get away from all this. God damn it! Shh, damn hurry, pests! Why the hell are they helping them? Cowley, those are wanted men. I don't care what authorization the Republican government has granted you. You're no right to take them into custody.
Authorization or no, I can't simply ignore what Hui's elders command of me. If this isn't a good enough answer for you, we take no issue with applying a healthy bit of force. I'm interested to see who would win in a match between the Divine Blade of Wind and my associate over here.
Eastern Quarter's legendary Xian Shu. This meeting has been a long time coming, Ian. I understand you excel in direct combat, too. I would say we're at a disadvantage.
Shh. Rest assured, our terrorist friends here are in good hands. They'll simply be utilized as examples to deter other radical Calverdian nationalists as honor for any political dissident.
Don't screw with us because of you Easterners. Our glorious republic is... But... President Rocksmith, that sly dog is even craftier than I had thought.
Isn't he, though? I find him to be something of a kindred spirit in that sense. I insist that you direct any and all objections you may have to his administration. Then let us take our leave.
Sir!
Same day, 6 p.m.
I see. Understood. Everyone here is safe and sound. There's no need to worry. What's the status of the terrorists? The Calverdian terrorists were apprehended by several employees of Hui Trading Limited. It would appear that the Republican government granted them the authorization to do so.
Pardon?
Oh, splendid, splendid. They're friends of ours. Rest assured that we can vouch for their character.
Yeah.
As for the Erebonian terrorists, I was told the Red Constellation executed them on orders from the Imperial government. It can't be serious. Chancellor Osborne, what is the meaning of this? Am I to understand the Imperial government hired Jaegers on a foreign soil for the purpose of carrying out a mass execution? You have the right of it, down to the very last word. Surely you know that there is no punishment more fitting than a swift death for daring to take aim at your life, Your Highness. This will serve as a suitable deterrent for the fools hiding in the background. Shh. He's one to talk. As troubling as this is, their actions still fall within the bounds of state law. They may be, but even so, this is far too great a breach of trust. Oh, you misunderstand, Speaker. But more importantly, when you call today's incident a prime example of what the Chancellor and I were saying, surely you can see now that the Crossville state government is incapable of managing a crisis such as this by itself. Not only did the terrorists successfully infiltrate the venue of the trade conference, you and yours failed to stop them. If not for our preemptive safeguards, they would have been evaded capture. You could consider this proof that the measure we put forward would work in practice. That's right. Forget my brashness, but to consider how close to the brink of death our lives are placed today. What better time than now to seriously consider our proposal to station troops in Crossbell? I don't believe you two. This is borderline coercion.
And this was all intentional. Now I see, right? To plan this low is despicable even for you.
If I can have your attention, everyone, we still have not concluded discussing the final matter on the agenda. I do believe the Chancellor and the President's proposal is worth consideration. However, I would first like to finish the statement I was going to make before we were interrupted by the attack. Jeter? Oh?
What did you wish to bring to the table?
Actually, this is not so much a motion to be discussed as a declaration of intent. I've been somewhat hesitant about this idea, but the events that transpired earlier were just the push my resolve needed. So please, allow me to take this opportunity to abdicate from my final proposal. What? We can no longer be swayed by the whims and desires of foreign powers for the sake of lasting peace in the region. No, throughout the entire continent. I hereby propose to the citizenry and to all nations of Zemuria that Crossbow be recognized as an independent state. Afterwards.
My.
Look who it is.
Fancy meeting you guys here. The Red Constellation. The Scarlet Ogre and his daughter.
We're at the ready, Lord Sigmund, sir. Relax, man. Neither one of us is in position to do anything until we've taken care of our client's terms. It would be unprofessional to jump the gun on our little fun, wouldn't it? Not my words, but I agree. This reminds me, I'd like to congratulate you on the successful reopening of Noir Blanc. My apologies for not having welcomed you to the neighborhood already. Think nothing of it. You'll have to excuse me for not knocking on your door when we arrived, old friend. Speaking of reminders, how are your colleagues back at the Eastern Quarter? The ones that managed to survive, that is. Quite all right, thank you very much. Sorry to disappoint you. No, if it makes you feel any better, I hear the elders still have nightmares, courtesy all of you. It's a courtesy of you all. They sure bet that we busted right into their little council and took them hostage. You'd have not fared so well had I been absent on another mission. Had I not been absent. Wait, are you Yin? That legendary shield something? The strongest warrior of the Eastern Quarter? You must be bloody surely. You're one of the strongest battalion commanders of any Jaeger Corps on the continent, despite being only 16 years old. I guess so. Honestly, I'd way rather do all my hunting solo. But enough about me. What's it to get up? I bet you'd be loads more powerful without that fancy schmancy mask and cape on. I beg your pardon? They get a lot out of you, right? Keep it all together. Your muscles would be a heck of a lot stronger if they could move the way they wanna, right? Well, well. Does an old man proud to know his daughter's got a good eye for things. So if she hit the sore spot, surely knows what she wants when she sees it. Don't mention it. Cow, I suggest we move on ahead, unless you have more catching up you'd like to do. Not at all, sorry to keep you. Until we meet again. Yeah, see you around. Bye-bye now. Okay, I can finally save. And then I'll be done for a while. Hey, a Medal of Luster. Okay. Whew. That was, yeah, 3 hours. 3 hours. Oh, there's my mouse. Sorry, it dropped. God damn. I thought I was so close to the end of that chapter when I started. I was completely wrong. Woo, beach episode. Which would be okay if there wasn't children. Wish everyone was above 18, but I get it because, like, kids play the game, so if you're 15 and you see a 15-year-old girl in a bikini, it's like, it's fine, but, you know, as an adult, it's weird. No, you did. That was a lot of dialogue. That was me reading, like, 7 chapters of a short story. Maybe even more, I don't know. All right, well, beach episode next time, so we'll see how much I enjoy that, but I'm excited to get towards the big reveals and stuff, not just the random little stuff, but whatever. All right, see you later, Lucis.